What a scorcher to kick off the second series of the night. It was Renegades to take it, but Chiefs looking much better than we predicted. So Zeph, he's out of retirement and certainly looks as much as well. He has been working on his aim in his downtime, and I'm excited to see what they can bring in the second map of the series. But before we get there, we need to talk about this one. And I have a quality stat for you boys as well. At the end of that, you know, on the post-match screen, it tells you everyone what they are.
Yeah, wait. Just before you go into your stat, right? We're talking about humongous here, we're talking about numbers.
Numbers.
Numbers, all right, got it.
Anyway, so it has nothing to do with humongous. It's actually Malta. He massacred the most chickens. He killed 7 chickens that map. And look, that's pretty disgusting. And I don't have any dinner here. I don't see any cooked chicken dinner. So look, probably the wrong game, but still.
I know where the chickens went. They went over to Urkas. It's about that time of the night where they start going on special at the supermarket. So I think that's exactly what's happened here. Urkas is a big fan of that special price chicken. So unfortunately, some of them have been roasted by Malta, but you can see he's still supportive even though they're separated by continents apart.
No, beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. But a great performance from Renegades there in the first map of the series. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, Hat, he's on the screen right now, and the man was insane. He was hitting everything left, right, and center, and such a nuisance in apartments early on in the map.
Yeah, he had some pretty critical plays on the CT side. I mean, it's what we'd expect from Renegades. They should be able to win this series. I'd say the more impressive thing, and the thing I'd rather talk about, is just how good Chiefs looked and some of the individuals being able to step up to the task. Saw some good secondary AWPing from Hugh. Saw some good multi-frags from Zeph and Soju over towards that A side of the map. It's not easy when you go down 11-4 to start off on that CT side, and even after losing the pistol, be able to put the pieces together, be able to go for that third round buy. They saved in the second. They didn't force. They didn't take any risks. They just relied entirely on those CT gun rounds and actually made a bit of a run back into the game. That's not easy to do, especially for a pretty new team.
I mean, you have to look at the scoreline as well after the pistol round and their eco round. 13-4.
13-4.
13-4, and they're able to at least get 7 rounds back to the Renegades 3. A lot of gun rounds that were won. So really good stuff from the Chiefs on the CT side. It's just always that question of if they were able to get more T rounds. But that's not an easy thing to do against a team like Renegades, who are just bullying Nana out, making adaptations. Dexter just doing Dexter things as per usual. It's so hard to counter. And that was with Sicko just missing nearly everything until the end.
Yeah, they've run into a lot of the same problems that you see a lot of these teams run into, which is you're picking Inferno, you get bullied out of the server, you're not allowed to play your game a little bit as the underdog. That's why you see, I feel like if you're an underdog, you might be a little bit more comfortable picking something like a Dust 2, picking something like a Mirage. If you're gonna, you're gonna start out on that T side, you can be a little bit more free flowy. Whereas you see a lot of these teams when they start train Inferno, Nuke, it's a little bit harder to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, well, look, you said the T side of Dust is a good place to start as an underdog, and that's exactly where Chiefs are going to be starting as we head towards the next map in the series, Dust 2. And with what we saw there, that double op setup was a little bit dangerous in that second half, but if we get to see that over on Dust 2, it is another map where that can be extremely effective.
Yeah, it could be. I think Hugh was popping off a little bit more. Apokdad was all right. He had his moments. He definitely could have hit a bit, more of a level there. If he's able to do that on Dust 2, that would be impressive, but it's going to be pretty difficult against Sicko. We will see. This is a map that you have your boys on Chiefs. They're reasonably familiar with their old rosters playing a map like this. I think if they just keep things relatively simple on this T side, don't try to get too complicated and let the individuals shine a little bit, maybe they can get a few more rounds on the board than some people might expect.
Yeah, all they need to do is just simplify the rotations, right? It always goes back to, all right, are they playing Renegades on the CT side, going to be fighting long, going to be fighting short? How are they going to be doing it? Let's use these rounds to adapt around it and try to go from there pretty much. Because you can't try to force short control all the time if Renegades are able to take short successfully off you.
Well, I guess we can discuss that a little bit more because we need to go to a break. Before we get into Dust 2, second map of the series, will we see an upset from the Chiefs? Well, we'll find out soon. See you then.
touching me. Yeah. I go crazy when you're touching me. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. Yeah. I'm a love when you're touching me. I go crazy when you're touching me. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without the care. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch everyone there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, make love on the dance floor. Smooth on the dance floor, touch everyone more. Well, everybody's on move. There's love on the dance floor. Baby, oh yeah, I love it. Come, touch me on my body. Well, everybody's on dance now. Baby, oh yeah, I love it. Touch me on my body. I try to run in the air now. Every time I look deep in your eyes, I see you, baby, I see you. Oh, now I feel I'm frozen in time. I feel you, yes, I feel you. Yeah. Hey, you got my love tonight. We are gonna party through the night. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Oh, let me take you there. I'm gonna dance without the care. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Yo, touch, touch, touch. Smooth on the dance floor, touch everyone. Touch, touch, touch. Wake up on the dance floor. Say, smooth on the dance floor, touch everyone. Wake up on the dance floor. Get crazy now, baby. Oh yeah, I love it.
Very exciting action about to ensue here on Dust 2, and Renegades, it's looking like it should be a 2-0, but I would like to be pleasantly surprised by the Chiefs, because they showed us that they are here to play.
Yeah, 4 of them, I would say. I mean, one thing that we didn't really touch on is Vexite's actually had a very, very quiet start. Yes, there was one round where he was flashed in by Humongous, and he gets 2 kills at Banana, but he ended that series, or that map, I think, at 9 kills and 18 deaths, which just isn't really good enough for a young star. You can say that they had a quiet start on the T side, and maybe he didn't see as much action as Humongous, but still, he needs to be able to put up that firepower against a team like Renegades to really prove himself. Look, I'm saying that at the moment, but I'm also giving him a big leeway by going, he is young, it's his first BO3 at such a high level, he's allowed to, I guess, stumble like this as well.
Yeah, he had I feel like for his debut, especially up against a team like Renegades, it wasn't too bad. He had a couple of shining moments, you know, when he was getting flashed in for the retake there at the top of Banana. It looked all right, and look, Betway, it's still certainly favoring Renegades. They've already got that one map, and it's heavily gone towards them now. It's just... I can't see a world where Chiefs win this series, but hopefully they can take a map, maybe.
There always is. Like, that's the whole thing, right? You look at the odds, you look at all the stats and everything, but at the end of the day, that's how miracles happen. I remember when I was casting with Mitch once with a game, a team was down 12-3 on Train. Like, they had 3 rounds, and they went onto their T side, and they came back to win it. So anything is possible at this stage. Even if you're the underdog, you just got to believe, and you got to fight from round number 1.
Yeah, well, Zeph certainly turned up there in the first series, and I'm expecting him to have another big performance. You know, you've got Humongous there as well, who was performing, doing a pretty decent job. You know, maybe not as good as what we're used to seeing. You know, there was it on Road to Rio where he dropped the 35 bomb or 40 bomb or whatever it was, just carried the whole team on his back?
Yeah, he had a fantastic tournament in Road to Rio, but, you know, I don't think that's necessarily going to be a contributing factor for success for Chiefs. I've seen Humongous have fantastic games. I've seen him have bad games, and regardless of what his numbers are, I've seen Chiefs lose games. So I think, like I said before, it's really going to come down to how these new members that are being incorporated to the team start to perform. I think Apoc Dud has a lot of pressure on his shoulders for taking that primary AWP as well as in-game leading. So, you know, you can excuse under standard performances for Vexite. He's a pretty new player. I don't know where this stigma of new players having to perform to the utmost level came from. You know, it's not really realistic. You barely ever see, you know, a very, very new player to the top level of competition actually come in and play very, very well, especially against someone like a Renegades.
Yeah, well,
but in the future...
Kev has these high standards.
Yeah, there's a guy called Versa. So once again, another young player with an alias starting with V. Drops nearly a 30 against Avant in his first best of 3 official.
Is that Renegades?
So that's Paradox.
Is that Renegades,
Avant's
though?
still pretty solid.
Is that against Renegades, though? Are Avant a team that's vulnerable to the upsets?
Yeah. Is Renegades a team that's vulnerable to the upsets? No. Statistics say no.
No. Different
Can you just hype up at least some of the young talent? I have expectations for them.
Okay.
You have to understand. If you just go, it's their first game, and they're okay just to wander off, it's like, okay, then why even bother talking about this player? I want to see some hype about this player. I want to see Vexite perform.
Yeah, well, he's going to have a lot of time to try and perform in a double elimination bracket in a lot of tournaments coming up. That's more so what I'm looking for. If you throw a very, very new player straight into a best of 3 series against the best team in the country, it doesn't go well. It's not going to go well.
Yeah, look, it hopefully goes a little bit better for him as we do head to Dust 2. And Kev, you're not going to be here for this map, so if I could just get a cheeky prediction from you of what the score is going to be, what would that be?
I would say 16-8.
16 to 8?
16 to 8. The whole for Renegades, obviously here. Look, I give. The rounds will definitely be a lot closer, right? But the whole thing here is now that Sicko started to fire up with the AWP, and there's still the secondary AWP in play right now for Renegades. We didn't see that at all on Inferno. I'm generally against the double AWP on Inferno because it feels like you don't really have control of the extremities that well with the AWP when you have 2 of them. Dust 2, different story. Perfect map for a double AWP setup, and it's really just down to those crunch rounds and who can control the economy. I feel like Renegades just have better mid-game to end-game decision-making to really justify their decisions, as well as for them to hit their shots to win these clutch rounds over for them.
All right, and if you had to pick a MVP for the map ahead of time, who do you think is going to have their standout performance in Dust 2?
Look, the cop-out response here is Dexter, but I'll actually say Malta should be able to pop up this series, this map, because normally he has like one good map, and then he's pretty quiet, and he's missing for the rest of them, so...
Okay, interesting. Well, you know, I feel like it's going to be Ince's time to shine. Pilly, who is your play to watch?
Sicko. He buys big green, he goes and he shoots everyone.
The algorithm, the perfect algorithm, how to win on Dust 2. Pilly knows it, we all know it, and hopefully at home you all know it as well. We do have a slight delay, but I believe the game is almost ready to go as well, so hopefully we'll be getting into that shortly. Anyway, look, Dust 2, it is a battle of the big green, and Kev, I am wondering, do you think Apoc Dud can go toe-to-toe with Sicko on his best day?
100%.
100%?
100%. Apoc Dud has a very, very high skill ceiling. If there's one thing outside of... Look, we meme about him all the time and whatnot. We say he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. But there's one thing for certain. I do believe he's actually a very top-level caliber player. He's able to bring it against these top-level teams because he has a very strong mental game. And that is something that's so critical right now as they're coming into Dust 2.
Yes, well, that'll be it from Kev. So thank you for joining us. Go have your smoko, and we'll see you after this map. Well, here we are straight into the pistol. We are going to see Renegades starting on the defense, which I don't even know if it's really their favoured side. I feel like both sides are Renegades favoured at this point. They are just looking so hot right now, and they're just showing this confidence with 2-man push straight up mid.
Yeah, well, the T side's favoured on Dust 2, so why not play T side on both sides of the map? Meanwhile, Hatsy's been pushed out of this B bomb side, trying to get back into the action with some counter flashes, see if he can pick off one of these Ts as they try to get the bomb down. Meanwhile, Int gets that pick in towards T spawn, so Renegades slowly setting up this retake, slowly setting up this net, but they don't really have any utility to be able to complete this retake, only just the kit to make that defuse a little bit swifter.
It's a matter of moments before they do bust back in. Int slowly making his way through tunnels, and oh, it is a bloodbath here on the B side. Zeph just can't readjust the crosshair to the perfect place. It's Apoc Dud over towards Car, waiting for Int, gets the big second bullet landed, but Hat, he doesn't have the kit, but he still has enough time to get this defuse off the whole 10 seconds. A beautiful retake coming out from Renegades. It certainly cost them a life or two, but they've won the pistol, they've done their job, and they should be able to just continue to climb from here.
Get that pistol going pretty early on. Chiefs, Apoc Dud had 3.7k, and he just goes ahead and buys AK armor, and They want to be going straight to this force with that bomb plant. Maybe drop over some additional AKs and swap them for the Deagles on the armorless players.
Oh well. Sicko looking for that early aggression at mid, not going to find anything. It's actually Apoc Dud doing the talking. Hugh just barely surviving on 1 HP, but they still have that extra man in the server currently.
Yeah, I think Hugh might have tried to go back to spawn to get himself a Deagle or a P250 or something and might have got tagged by Sicko there. Meanwhile, Dexter's pushed into lower Darky. Hasn't been discovered yet. Just going to hit some nice tags. But Apoc Dud has actually been stepping up so far. Gets himself 2 openers in a round like this. And Hugh, that's very confident to see him just charge out middle with 1 HP and the bomb. Rest of Chiefs are following him in tow, though. And they're going to throw those double smokes on the cross and try to go for this mid to B.
Hats with the aggression. Oh, he's going to be shut down, and that is B-site for free for Chiefs. The split working wonders, and in this 4v2, Sicko and Malta surely looking just to carry the rifles across, because even with Sicko, he's got that P250 as a secondary. That will be 3 upgraded weapons into the next round if Renegades do survive. And Chiefs, their money isn't in the greatest of ways to go for a hunt. Humongous now on just 1 HP. He's managed to get his hands on that AUG. There's no reason to go for a hunt here for the boys in blue.
So Chiefs continuing some impressive runarounds between Inferno into Dust 2, proving that they're not any pushovers really. They're still here to take some rounds away from the Renegades, at least make them earn this victory, earn it by exerting some additional effort, some additional energy, rather than just sort of showing up and playing their CP game.
Yeah, well, that's what it's going to take. And Apoc Dud doesn't have enough to get that AWP in play just yet. But he is going to be dropped across an AK, so there's full utility here for the Chiefs. Let's see what they can do with it. Slight upgrade, or rather the full investment with that save has brought the Deagle, 5-7, and a whole bunch of utility for Renegades to use into the mix. 4-man stack earlier towards A, expecting some aggression from Chiefs. Nothing's found there, and Chiefs starting to contact their way out B. Will find the site for free, but Sicko comes in at the perfect moment, wants a flash in just to create some space now, but he is backing away, saying not today, as it might just be the 5v5 all the way through. Full respect being shown by the Renegades.
Just going to be backing off, holding on to all of these weapons. They're going to have to be saving in the next round anyway, so they may as well make it quite a dangerous one, holding on to these pistols and armor, the utility, the scout. No point throwing away additional guns into a bomb site that's very, very difficult to retake. Do have a couple of kits as well.
Doesn't look like anyone's going to be falling.
No. I'd say it's going to be pretty good for Chiefs to build up that cash on that T side.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be looking pretty healthy.
Well, when you are the underdogs, you need every advantage you can get.
That's it.
There it is. The early lead for the Chiefs here. 2-1. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Renegades, they have all these weapons carried over into round number 4. Let's see if they go for a gamble stack again, or if they go for something more default. The old 1-1-3 or 2-1-2. Looks like we are seeing that gamble yet again. Sicko, ooh, not going to be able to spot anything at mid there, fully blinded, but it's a faster approach towards the A site this time. Soju opening up the festivities, finds himself a second through the blooming smoke as well. Dexter over on A ramp, last line of defense here, needs to go huge, but can't get a thing done. It's Ince holding down long for the moment. He has to go toe-to-toe with Hugh now, but that is going to be the bomb plant secured. Sicko also able to dominate that mid area. AK retrieved from Ince, but still, it's this 1v1. Zeph is creeping forward, however.
Yeah, he's spotted him out. No doubt Ince actually just going to chuck the gun out of the map as he's getting burnt to a crisp by all the Molotovs, and it will just be Sicko left all on his own with that scout and armor. Does get taken out as well, so Renegades looking down the barrel of a 4.3k buy. Not going to give them enough for full utility, not going to give them enough for that AWP. Keen to see what kind of approach they're going to go for, because it's these kind of buys that can be quite hard to actually convert on the CT side of Dust 2. You don't really have the utility to be able to fight for long that effectively. You can see that's why Malta's gone down to that FAMAS, just to be able to get that additional utility. But you can see as soon as Chiefs do actually bust their way out, there's no contest from the Renegades. They don't have the utility to contest that. They are going to boost ins up for this mid to B play. And just go back around to short. So a much more centralized defense from Renegades. Hat's completely out of utility on this B side of the map as well.
It looks like if anyone's going to find some action here, it's going to be Zeph, and that's if he continues forward there at upper dark. Renegades on short and in CT. In a good position to fight, and as you can see, there's the crossfire from Ince and Dexter, but that wall of smokes is going to deny any vision. Molotov to buy some time on the defense. But Malta here from elbow, he is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Dexter trying to fight through the smoke. It's Soju drawing blood. Malta falling.
Yeah, hard to take that fight with the FAMAS. Nice little creative boost, actually punished by Aircock Dart. He's looking super on point here on Dust 2. He gets himself a kill as well. Bomb goes down without a hitch, and Renegades turn tail and run away. Looking good for Chiefs.
Not touching this round at all, it seems. They had an opportunity, but it was slightly missed. Chiefs are on one right now, and the Dust 2 is looking quite solid.
And they've used that utility advantage perfectly. I mean, there was just no opportunity where Renegades could really fight over that long control. That initial fight was Malta trying to take a fight from short to sight against an AK with a FAMAS. Like, there was no point in that round where I felt like, oh, this looks good for Renegades. Like, Chiefs just controlled that from start to finish, took that long control, bullied them with that utility advantage, then just got those cross smokes down. Very sensible stuff from Chiefs, reading the advantage that they had well.
Yeah, one of the most common plays you see Renegades going for, especially on the retake, they just save those flashes for as long as possible, so they still have that utility to get back onto site, throwing the flashes in the perfect positions. But because they had none, there was no opportunity to get back towards the site. They tried to use, as you said, the creative boost there to find the first pick, but Chiefs, the full coverage was just way too strong in that round. It looks like a fast approach again, straight out long. Humongous this time playing the spawn and getting the entry over towards the A side.
Yeah, and even if they are going to play into the late round in a situation like this, like that, you know, that 4.3k buy to 4.7 is not really going to be affording them the kits to wait for those late round retakes either. Slow approach from Chiefs. They do have that initial pick towards that long area, and they've maintained that control. At the moment, just waiting for any kind of pushes out from the Renegades. Don't have this short area covered. Getting ready to throw a smoke towards CT spawn, towards that A side. X side molotoving off car. So a few things, giving some tells here to Renegades that this might be a long play. Malta's on the flank here. Picked a nice timing, but the crosshair placement wasn't quite there.
It doesn't hit the mark, but with that contact, it is going to be Chiefs making their way out to the B side. Hat's fully blinded. Huge damage through the car before falling. And that's going to make light work for this pistol here in the hands of Dexter to try to finish off the tease, but Apoc Dud locks it down. And that's going to be the 1v2. Sitko not able to go for the rotation. Vexite holds his ground, holds his line, and knocks the head straight off his shoulders. Sitko falling, and that's going to be 5 on the board for Chiefs. Strong start to Renegades map pick.
Yeah, really good amount of money in the bank on that T side. You're looking at Hugh, Apoc, Vexite, all with 10 plus K in the bank. Hugh's going to buy a P90 in a gun round. I guess it's just a straight B rush. Wants to favour that movement speed and that run and gun sort of play style. And see if Renegades can defend this B hit. So far, not so good. Dexter gets himself a collateral.
Massive way to start the round. Soju able to go for the trade, but Apoc Dud is coming through the window quickly, and that communication is key. You could see that he was fully focused on the double stack. And now it is all up to Instico and Malta to try to position themselves to go for this retake.
They have much better utility this time around. So that might make things a little bit easier. You can see Inns lining up some utility, potentially getting ready to smoke off that tunnel area. Re-smoke on the door. Renegades will have to recommit through that. There's the smoke for tunnel. Molotov to back plat.
Oh, Sicko, you hate to see it. Victim of the timing. Ismindy already decided to go for the unscope, but it's the flash straight through, and Malta spray down. Gets it over to Zeph as well. Apoc here at Heaton, only able to find the first, but it's too little too late. Has he got on the bomb in time? No. Renegades, they get all the kills in the round, but Sicko, barely able to survive, just gets away from that bomb, creates the distance, and they will be able to carry 2 rifles forward after the mayhem that they caused there on the B site, but Chiefs take yet another round.
And this reminds me of the first game of Road to Rio for Chiefs when they played against Order. Just staying one step ahead on this T side, continually just playing this up-tempo style, going to long, going up cat very fast, going out B, staying one step ahead of their opponent, not allowing Renegades to be able to guess what they're going to be doing next. And it is, you know, against some of the best teams in the region, it's a style that Chiefs has used successfully. Against Order first, and now even with this new lineup against Renegades on their map pick, it's working.
As you can see here, I did throw it over to Kev to see if head-to-head Apoc Dud would have any opportunity up against Sicko, and there with 11 kills already. He is certainly coming into dust too with a bit of vengeance, looking to prove himself again. However, Renegades, they are going to go for the 3-man setup over towards a long again. Flash comes through, stops the peak. There is some counter utility, doesn't hit the mark. It's going to be Malta legged down to 16, but he will continue to live. As Chiefs are going to continue to force their hand here. It's in a good position to peak on contact. Here comes a late utility. Malta, what can he do on such small HP? Oh, there it is, the pre-fire around the smoke. Humongous gets it done. Zeph as well finds himself a pick on to Ints. And that's going to be long control now. A 2-man advantage for Chiefs. This is potential for another round to be converted.
That late long control worked out beautifully. Soju's just minding short at the moment. As long as he can just stay alive while the rest of Chiefs do execute this A bomb site control where the CTs can and can't push. It'll be the CT stuck between a rock and a hard place. Dexter trying to jiggle around the smoke, find the right timing. But Apoc Dud, that's the 3rd or the 4th time he's punished someone trying to go for a bit of a push through the smoke. And although Soju goes down, this round is well and truly over. And it didn't look close.
Look at the money in the bank there for Chiefs. There's so much. Everyone died in the previous round, but they've made up for it by keeping one AWP alive. I thought Apoc Dud was going to carry another across, but communication comes through. Hats, here's the hunt now. Chiefs, they've got the money for it, but Humongous will not check that corner. So that'll be an upgrade for Hats if he gets the AK in hand. There it is. The pickup comes through, and he is expecting some aggression through tunnels. Vexite now going to be spotted. Going toe-to-toe with Hats is a dangerous prospect.
I mean, even if he goes down, he's just got unlimited amounts of money, and every gun you're taking away from Renegades at this point is worth it. It's going to be much harder for them to replace them compared to this bank of Chiefs that's going on at the moment.
Whoa. Nice shots from Humongous, just spotting the shadow on the edge of the smoke there. But as we head into the 9th, Renegades slow to start here in the 2nd. Again, Apoc Dud going to be sent out long, playing that spawn-based gameplay. And, oh, he's going to be in a 1v3 now. No support at the moment from Humongous. And that's going to be an AK retrievable as long as Humongous doesn't deny them on the cross hit. He's expecting some more aggression. Now knows that a rifle has been retrieved. Dexter in the corner, not going to be spotted. There's the 2K. Wants the 3rd, and oh, Zeph whips it with the AWP. This is a round that you wouldn't have expected Chiefs to lose considering how they've been playing. But it is now 4v1, and Humongous has a long way to go to have any chance here.
I mean, it's the only phrase I can think of. It's not to say that the 7 rounds they picked up is lucky, but their luck's essentially run out in a round like that. You can't just be sending one player solo out long by himself, anti-eco especially, and then just try to contact into the B site and expect for it to work out.
That being said, Dexter with the 5-7 can make some miracles happen, and again, he's done it in the corner. Chiefs, you cannot make mistakes like that, especially, as you said, on an anti-eco. You need to be clearing those short corners and making sure that you don't get caught off guard.
Yeah, plus just walking into B against pistols. I mean, I can't count how many rounds I've lost trying to do something like that. It's something you can get punished for very easily. This time though, Zeph, again making the difference. He was actually opening up the round with the AWP before. Now he's just charging forward with the rifle. Already took out Ins up towards that short area. Now he's challenging Sicko. This man is feeling very confident.
Back with a vengeance after making a crucial mistake in the previous. Oh, Malta too close for that flash to have any effectiveness. And that will be Humongous falling for free.
He's now backing off a little bit, regrouping towards this short area. Renegades do have this man advantage, and they're looking to maintain it. You can see they're just trying to control where Chiefs can and can't be, trying to push and pull them between short and A site. Try to find the right timing to peek up and try to take a pick off of Chiefs. But that is a nice shot from Apoc Dud. Only the head showing, and he hits it.
Just fully anticipating the jump up now. It's Dexter grabbing towards the A site, but Soju stops him in his tracks, and now it's all up to Sicko. So far, no impact in the round with the AWP, and he's going to have no more either. Looking just to save it now. The economy is not in the greatest of ways. If Sicko can save, that there will be a chance to buy into the next, but now it's looking less likely. Malta down on 3k, maybe able to be dropped an M4 across, but someone's going to have to suffer in terms of utility.
Yeah, he's going to buy an MP9. Basically a rifle. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Just stand in the right spot, and it's pretty much better than an AK.
Stand. I like movement keys in combination with my SMGs. Maybe a bit of a jump as well. Why not? Now Hugh's going to AWP.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
not Hugh.
He's going to be running into an AWP himself, and unfortunately, he didn't really get to use it. Looking like Soju's going to be trying to get his mitts on the AWP, throwing it away.
Good juggler. 10 out of 10.
Would you calling him a clown?
Would recruit to my circus. Look, jugglers are not necessarily clowns. Alright, well, Chiefs are just going to be forcing their way straight out short here. It's actually the wrap into CT from Zeph. This man can literally not sit still.
Oh, Dexter in a great position to punish if unchecked. And Soju at the ready. Good reaction time. Hats now needs to hold strong, and here in window, strong position to play with, but he's got a whole lot of places to watch, and he cannot have his crosshair placed on all of them at the same time. Still, Renegades, man advantage for the retake. They can make this happen.
Yeah, Apoc Dud has been pretty good in these post-plant situations, so let's see if he finds the right timing to be able to peek or poke out for a pick. Playing it pretty passively towards back platform though, and if he was actually going to go aggressive with Renegade's passive setup in this 3-on-2, he most definitely would have been punished.
Apoc Dud in a good position to deal with Ints in the smoke. Oh, perfect timing. Back to the 2v2. Well, 1v3 rather, as Soju falls straight away. Apoc Dud needs some more, quadding it up, and he is just playing the clock. Looks like he's done it perfectly as well. Malta not going to be able to get anywhere near that bomb. And it's just the quality decision-making, time and time again, from Chiefs, which are getting these rounds on the board, even if there's no one surviving at the end of the round.
He's 18-5, Mac. It's ridiculous.
On it.
Looking so incredibly sharp. Been a while since I've seen him perform like this. Like he's never bad, but there's definitely a big difference between these kind of performances from Apoc Dud and just going along and playing his role.
So there's a difference between Apoc Dud and just Dud.
And I don't know. See what Chiefs are going to go for in this kind of a round. Big concentration of Renegades players towards Catwalk. Just with the pistols, backing up Malta. Bit of a half investment from the Renegades this time around.
Malta hits those, apparently.
Prophet Kevin predicted this. This was Malta's map, remember?
Ooh, he did certainly predict it, but it's not predicting that second man coming through the double doors. Soju tries to fight. Now Dexter moving around, will fall, but Hats on the trade. And that will keep Renegades with the man advantage just barely, but it is going to be the B site in focus for Chiefs. Humongous cracking open Hats, who had no idea that that was going to happen. Now, good utility still remaining for Chiefs to continue to maintain control of the B site. Bomb goes down, Sicko goes through with the AWP. Dangerous position, good trade from Humongous. Back to the one-on-one we've gone, but Malta, he's on a tear right now. Unfortunately, not expecting Humongous over the top of the double box. And there it is, double digits found by Chiefs, 10-2, 8-round lead. I would never, ever have expected this to be a situation we would be seeing tonight.
I'm not surprised. This is just the classic underdog on Dust 2 T side. You know, you just get rolling and you never stop. You never slow down. You just keep it rolling, continually change up what you're doing. Go for those mid to Bs, go for fast long, go for those contact into Bs. Just keep changing up what you're doing, and as long as you're rolling with the momentum and you're hitting your shots and you're feeling confident, and you have someone like Apoc Dud going 18 for 6, that always helps. You can definitely make a game that shouldn't be competitive look extremely one-sided. The thing is, though, when Chiefs streaked ahead against Order in the first game of Road to Rio, they did let it slip and let Order claw back a lot of rounds. They look like they're about to turn around that map and make a bit of a comeback when Chiefs went onto their CT side. A team like Renegades is a team who can definitely go down 12-3 and then end up winning the map.
We saw it many a time over in Road to Rio.
So Chiefs cannot be taking this one for granted. Don't want to let their foot off the accelerator at any point during Dust 2 here, or they're going to be losing this series.
It's going to be Malta looking like he was going to be slamming that accelerator down all the way through bedroom, but the Molotov will force him back for a moment. Smoke invested just to continue to buy extra time from Chiefs here. But they are just going to be playing around in the backyard, waiting for that to fade before making any more moves. However, as you can see, Renegades, they haven't gone for that short control this round. They've opted for long instead.
Looking like Chiefs are going to go for a delayed take towards long. Make sure that Malta doesn't have too much information. He's going to have to be assisted by Siko, who's likely going to post up on this bedroom line and provide some counter flash assistance here as Chiefs set up this long take. Flashes over the top, nicely timed.
Oh, and Humongous cracks open the first for the round. Cops a big amount of damage himself, though.
Look at this push from Inzo, straight up middle. He might have found the correct timing here.
Oh.
By Soju, though. That's just a classic move from Soju. Very, very switched on. Always ready for those flanks. Always dotting his I's and crossing his T's.
With 30 seconds, Hats has just dropped his smoke into upper dark. That's going to buy so much time, and Chiefs now have to go forward with, 12 seconds remaining after this starts to fade. No rotation just yet. It is going to be Vexite and Humongous selling his fake towards the A site. Hats now over towards window, is not going to be able to be in a good position. Oh, dropped down a double stack just in time. Manages to continue to fight. 15 bullets, needs to hold, and just enough time to get this bomb planted. Oh! Renegades not there to deny it, and there's a big flank coming in from Humongous as well. It might not be too late. There it is, the impact. Sicko's down. Now it's Dexter in a 1v3. He doesn't have to worry about this flank if he continues going forward. The T's in perfect position to deal with it. Soju belted, but Apoc Dud again on a rampage. 2 for him, 2 for Hugh, and 11 for Chiefs as we head into round 14.
Probably a half buy coming out for Renegades. Good adjustment from Hugh there. Continuing to show some good form. Looks like I thought that was going to be Zeph flying straight up short there, but no, he's just taking his time.
Oh, but look at this maneuver through lowers. It's his Sicko and Ince going straight through. It's the 3-man push. It's the full pincer.
That's a bit of a heart stopper whenever you've got some pistolers running at you and there's a bit of a warp in the server. Either way, though, Chiefs got this full long control, which is the pretty high percentage you'd want to be going for anti-eco most of the time. But they're actually going to start to back out of long. You're seeing this A-site stack from Renegades. Chiefs slowing things down.
Malta's certainly copped that love tap through the box. Unfortunately, that penetration will deny a lot of damage. Hats has a flanker coming straight towards him. Zeph can't quite readjust. Hats now has a primary in hand and gets the headshot. 5 or 6 HP remains for him. Oh, this is a precarious position to be in, but now this is going to force Chiefs back to B again. There's 50 seconds into close range with the 5-7. Can't readjust for the second. And there's still some utility to control the site, but there's 4 more CTs to deal with. Apoc Dud needs to cover to allow this bomb to go down awkwardly. Almost caught with the smoke in hand. A nice little quick scope onto Hats. Jiggle Peak comes through, line up there. Soju! And the round's back in question. Apoc Dud knows where the final man's coming from. Sicko. He's got an AK in hand, but he still needs to make it through the smoke. Oh. Tries to bait the shot out. Missed one. Probably the first there from Apoc Dud. Now going over to the double doors. Needs to deny the cross to sight. Oh. Big round coming out from the big green. Soju with a triple as well. And as we head to the final round of the half, Chiefs just fail to lose rounds.
Shouldn't have even got that close. It's just ludicrous that Hats is able to get a 2K there and things just slid slowly downhill. Incredible that Chiefs is able to recover from that, but I'm not particularly impressed when it's their fault they're in that position in the first place. Either way, though, they get it done, and this will be the last round of the half, regardless of whether they would have lost that round or not. Probably would have been a bye round for both sides. So, just a difference in the scoreboard. as opposed to a difference in the start of this round, as Chiefs have forced their way out middle. It's a mid to B smoke. They're just going to hard commit to this mid to B.
30 seconds in, and you've already got Zeph at window. Cover is here, but a beautiful timing on the flash will create so much space, and there's the double entry. One for Soju, one for Zeph. The B site found. It's at least will at least deny the B ramp control. But Humongous is still here lurking, waiting. And with this man advantage, he's been so impactful in this lurk role.
Buying his time very well. You can see the flashes coming out for some of these players. He's going to drop down. Should be at least one for him. He's just going to secure the individuals one at a time. Sicko does punish him, but in a 1-on-3, it's probably not doable for him. Closed out by Vexite.
What a half coming out from the Chiefs. 13-2 on Renegades map pick. Hopefully, they bring the Thunder in the second half if they want to close this out 2-0. I don't know where we're going to go, but we have to go to a break first, so we'll see you in a second.
Something I need to erase. This your guilt that I know I must face. When I picture your voice, I can hear from the side, not alive. Leak your eyes, but now I can sleep. This your guilt I know I must face. When I touch through your skin, I can feel I'm dead inside. I'm alive. This is the end of it all. Why can't they see? What's wrong with me? I reach to you. What's wrong with me? Touch the mist that taunts me today. Like a dream you keep flying away. From the corner of my eyes I can see it's a game. Like a knife and I know that I can hurt you. Like a dream you just keep me away. In this world, in this blood, I know I have you. It's no use, run away. Why can't they see? What's wrong with me? I reach to you. What's wrong with me? This is the end of it all, yeah. Listen to me, get away from me. Listen to me, get away from me. Listen to me, get away from me. I know we both want the same thing. Only half a crown don't make you king. Yeah, you've tried to cut me down to size, but I'm still the thorn in your side.
An 11-round deficit, and if there's any chance of a comeback, Renegades, they need to start now. Here in the pistol round in the second half, they are on the T side, which they're usually pretty good at, but the defenses today just not looking great here on Dust 2.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, and Renegades really are the very best in the region. So, no reason they can't do the same to Chiefs that they were just inflicted. Let's see how they're going to go about this, at least in this first pistol. Making their way through the map, grabbing this short control. Looking like a two-dimensional approach towards A. Okay, Apoc Dud, get out of here. Shoot.
Okay, Sicko, man's on fire. Oh, nice little setup here. The crossfire potential. Hat will be very thorough with the clearance. Humongous, though, able to trade, but it is going to favour Renegades as Dexter finds the head. Now, Bomb needs to cross here. Only a single smoke to do so. Ints with the jiggle. Will not fall, but he cops some damage. Man advantage still for Renegades as the bomb's about to be planted here on A.
Yeah, flank already prematurely coming out for Malta. Double nade onto the site. That's excellent stuff from Chiefs, but Malta up behind, stopping anyone coming through short, through mid doors. Takes out Zeph with ease. Going to be challenged by 2 more players surely here. Oh!
And Malta's on it, but Apoc Dud is still here and fighting. He's got a kit, he's got the dream, but 2 HP is usually not enough. Let's see what he can do as he makes his way forward, almost finding the head of Sicko. Second opportunity taken. Flash there. Goes into the eyes of Sicko as well. But so does the head of Apoc Dud. And there it is. Third round on the board, rather, as Renegades take that T-pistol. But they still need 10 more to get back into the game. And I'm having flashbacks to the game against, I believe it was Order. You know, when Order should have closed it out 2-0 on the second map in Road to Rio. But Renegades, I believe they did a 12-round comeback or something crazy on that Inferno match.
Let's see if we can do it again. Anything's possible. Malta's crept his way out long. Sneaky, sneaky. Gets dunked with a nade. Flash comes through from Dexter. Very well placed. Gives Malta a bit of a freebie onto Hugh there, although he did cop a fair bit of damage. Vexite a little timid to try to go forward and trade that one, but he is going to secure it. Nice one dig from the man.
What's that second opportunity? But the flash just forces him off.
He's got a Glock!
Oh, Dexter just gets a 2K with a Glock.
It was the flash from old mate Sicko, I think it was. Or was it, yeah, it was Sicko that really enabled that one. Now all down to Zeph. He's got no armor. It's a chilly day for young Charlie. Mum forgot to tell him to put a coat on before he left the house, and he's got aim punch to high hell.
Very unfortunate, you know, the man gets quite cold. And he has a small frame. You know, have you seen Charlie?
I have. I've sat next to him.
Did you know he's a break dancer? So he's pretty strong.
Figures. He's got some pretty sick moves in the server too.
Yeah. Just dancing away, schooling Renegades at the moment. But Renegades want to get back into the action. Chiefs now, they've gone for the 5-man hold on B. Renegades usually pretty thorough in their approach on these anti-ecos. So I dare say someone will find a hole, probably up short. Looking at this position, Renegades are currently in. And Chiefs, look, you got to risk it to get the biscuit, but it looks like that's just going to be crumbling in round 18. Although, bombs in spawn, Sicko on the retrieval mission will be sending it down suicide all the way up mid to regroup with the troops, and potential for it to be a B split, no. Up short, Renegades go, leaving the bomb behind.
So far so good on this anti-eco. They've avoided the stack. Big tick in that regard. Yeah, it's going to roll onto this site, and Chiefs done. Almost had him. Almost had him fooled.
Don't fill up on cheese.
Never fill up on cheese, Mac.
Never fill up on cheese.
Life lessons.
The cheese strat doesn't work out for Chiefs this time. So no investment means nothing carried forward, but at least this will deny those SMGs from farming up a whole bunch of dollar it is. We're going to see a bit of soccer.
Give us your soccer commentary, Mac.
All right, now he's dribbled over to the left there, and the other man is dribbling back to the right. There's no actual goals here on Dust 2, but they have passed it yet again, and we can't actually see because Ince is hungry. I don't think they're kicking the ball anymore. They're just creating a pyramid of people. Just what you do. So, you know, boosting the morale and boosting the boys straight up top. That Galil will farm 2 and 1 beautiful $600 kill there for Sicko in the end as well. But here we are, 13-5. Renegades, they have started their comeback. But Chiefs are about to buy finally in the second half.
That's an interesting fact. Wonder if that goes back to Greyhound as well, or if that's just Renegades.
Well, they almost lost to Ground Zero in Road to Rio. 19-16, I think it was.
Yeah.
Hats won a round that he never should have in a 1v2, like on 6 HP with an MP5.
The amount of teams that almost beat Renegades, though.
Yeah.
It's always an almost.
Seems to be a constant. Well, Aggression from Chiefs over towards B ramp will allow them the man advantage. B site has been found, but Sicko still has some work to do.
Again, it's a Zeph and Soju combo, just farming them on the gun rounds as they try to come into the bomb site.
Solid pickups for the Chiefs, it seems. Sicko not going to go big just yet. Int's actually falling down, and again, the combo. The boys, it's going to be the 4v1. Sicko wants to go forward. The scope's going to be hurt now. Oh no, Scopes needs some more. Can't hit the second as Vexite comes flying through the window, breaking all the glass, but there it is. Almost breaking hearts as well. 14-5 as Chiefs find their first round in the second half.
And I'd say even if they just pick up this map, it's surpassing expectations for a roster this new. Didn't even know that Vexite was going to be playing today. And they're potentially about to just upset first map, but they still need to make their way through this gun round at least. Fight for long is going to ensue, but good flash coverage enables Hugh to be able to go for a very long spray down, and Vexite backs him up as well.
Potential enough damage there it is. The Molotov to finish off Malta as well. That's going to be the 3-for-1 trade in the end. Amaska at long, and now it's Dexter who needs to go big to get back into the round. Apoc Dud not quite spotting him, and Dexter wants some more, but Apoc Dud knows the danger of this man, so he will fall back, show some respect. Sicko doubles down back towards Upper Dark.
He's checking out a Gumtree ad for that car, I think. Makes his way over there, decides he doesn't want it, so he's going to head towards B.
The rims were not sick enough for Sicko.
No. You can't make rims that are not possible. Two players split up pretty heavily here for Renegades. Apoc Dud starts to clear out short. Needs to be a little bit careful to not get too keen though. Might get his head taken off by Sicko if he picks his timing incorrectly.
Dangerous as well. No one close to go for the trade. Zeph down in CT with the off angle.
That's pretty smart from Dexter. He actually threw, I mean, I know Sicko goes down there, but he actually throws a Molotov to Car, picks up a second molly and throws the second one onto short.
But unfortunately, timing was not in their favour.
No.
Bomb now in the hands of Chiefs, and they are about to send it to a 15-5 affair, and Renegades will not have the money to buy it into the next round. This is looking like a potential 16-5 situation, Pilly.
And you thought you were going to go to bed on time tonight.
My bedtime's real late because I'm a big boy, but look, let's pretend that your analogy was correct. Look,
All I'm saying,
Kev's going to miss his bedtime.
all I'm saying is, Mac, I don't mean to put you down or anything, but if you weren't such a bad raider, maybe you would get to bed on time. You wouldn't wipe so many times, you know?
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
I'll give you a fun fact. Did you know that Hats has been playing a whole bunch of WoW in his time off over the last week or so? And seemingly didn't matter on Inferno, but over here, not as great of a performance. So maybe he just needs to battle in the right battlegrounds.
Maybe. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If you're on the most dominant team in the region's history, you're probably okay to just do whatever you want in your spare time.
Yeah, look, let's give him that. Well, force buys here for Renegades, and they've already lost Dexter, so a rough situation made even worse. And they still need to walk through the rest of Chiefs, try to find the hole. Bomb going to be passed up towards Cat there as Ints. Now, looking to make a bit of a noise here out at mid. Apoc Dud, you can't afford to miss those in a situation like this. You need to close it out while you have this lead.
Yep, they have gone down 1-for-1. It's a full investment for the Renegades, and they were in a pretty good position until Soju picks up Hats in Upper Dark there. Again, it's just Soju and Zeph can't seem to put a toe out of line, holding down some of these small sites. Actually, it was the big side on Inferno, rather.
Strong position from Ints, though, could certainly catch off the rotations as long as they are going to be drawn towards the A site. However, look at this position from Humongous. He can get straight in behind short now. Malta gets the opening, and that's going to be the A site for free. So the bomb plant will be secured, but still, Ints, is he going to be checked? Zeph, very thorough with the clearance, actually finds it, and that will maintain the man advantage for Chiefs now.
I think In's eyes kind of drifting across to his mini-map there, not quite adjusting his crosshair correctly. Now it's just into the 2-on-3. Short control taken by the Chiefs. Sicko on the off angle trying to find a head before they retake this bomb site. And he's actually hit one.
Malta, headshot of his own, nade to the middle. Sicko goes to 7, and Humongous gets it done. 1v2 for the man, and it should be a very close round. Malta needs to go big here. Can he find the third? He does, and Renegades live for yet another round. Orb retrieved as a bonus in the end. Beautifully played from Renegades. What a couple of shots coming out from the boys on A there.
So now Chiefs. 9-round lead. They are going to feel plenty comfortable just taking a save here. Racking up that loss bonus, kicking back, but not kicking back too much.
Legs up. But
no,
not
legs
quite.
up. Maybe just a slight lean back in the chair. We don't want to get too chilled here.
Ooh. Well, Dexter throwing some chill straight on to the Chiefs as they were unarmored, and he is going to be racking up the money as well. So many dollary dues in the bank. Gets the upgrade to the AK as Malta fell, and that looked like classic Renegades just throwing their weight around. Chiefs able to buy up here into the 23rd. Will this be the final round?
Maybe. Was it rhetorical? Sorry. They booked up. Got the orb now. I'm getting pretty excited about that. I know you can tell. Zeph's going to cop a tag on the cross there. And Renegades, they're grouped up outside of long. Might have tried to go for a bit of a delayed tape, but it was just the flash thrown it in from ins at top mid. Setting up these Renegades players to take short control. Throw out that progression smoke. Apply pressure to the CT defenders. There's the delayed take on long.
Ooh, that from Vexite. Hugh peeking on the contact will turn it into a 2-for-0 trade. Collateral on the legs is huge damage done, but nothing quite secured here.
That's 4 legs. He's hit 4 legs.
All the way through. Just threading the needle, it seems. And big shot from Vexite. He wants more though. Malta, 15 HP headshot going to be found, and a big way to end it. Chiefs 16-7. That's what Kev thought it was going to be in favor of Renegades, but Chiefs have taken it themselves. Anyway, we have a post-match discussion to get to. I won't hold you any longer. It's break time. See you in a second.